Hello students, in this session we'll study the chapter The Age of the Guptas. Children, let us see the topic Education. During the Gupta period, there were many centers of learning in cities like Patliputra, Ujjain, Ayodhya and Nasik. Teachers were called Acharyas and Upadhyas, who were learned Brahmins. Sometimes they were given the title of Bhattas. They were supported by grants of villages called Agraharas. The students or disciples were called Shishyas. They had to learn 14 sections of science called Chaturdasa Vidya. Students also studied in Buddhist monasteries for 10 years. Learning was done with oral method at first. Later, reading of literary text was done. The monasteries also had libraries. Students from other countries like China and Southeast Asia also came here to study. These monasteries received grants from kings and rich merchants. Fahian also spent many years in a monastery at Patliputra. There were universities for higher education. Two popular universities were Takshala and Nalanda. Students from different parts of India and from many foreign countries came to study here. This is a picture of Nalanda University, which is now in ruins. The Nalanda University is situated at Nalanda near Rajgiri in Bihar. It was the most popular university of ancient India. The Nalanda University was established by Kumar Gupta in the 5th century AD. It had about 2,000 teachers and 10,000 students who came from different parts of India as well as China, Tibet, Korea, Java, Sri Lanka, Japan and other places. The whole university area was enclosed by a brick wall. There were 3 great libraries called Ratnasagar, Ratnodadhi and Ratnaranjak. Medium of instruction was Sanskrit. Subjects taught were logic, grammar, medicine, astronomy, philosophy, mathematics, etc. Education was imparted free of cost. Revenue was collected from 200 villages to meet all the expenses. Initially, this was a Buddhist monastery but later became a university. Nalanda University was destroyed by Turkish Muslim invaders under Muhammad bin Bakhtiyar Khilji, who was a general of Muhammad Ghori in 1193 AD. Science. During the Gupta period, there was great advancement in the field of science like medicine, astronomy, mathematics and metallurgy. Varamihira was a great astronomer and mathematician. He wrote the famous book Vrihat Samhita. It deals with astronomy, botany, planetary movements, eclipses and physical geography. Varamihira studied the planetary movements. He said that the moon rotates round the earth and the earth rotates round the sun. Brahmagupta was also a mathematician and astronomer. He described the law of gravitation. Sushruta, Dhanvantri, and Charak were the famous scholars of Ayurveda. Coming to metallurgy, metallurgy is the scientific study of metals. The art of casting metal was very advanced during the Gupta period. This is the picture of iron pillar. It is at Mehrauli near Qutub Minar in Delhi. It tells about the skills of the Gupta artists. It is exposed to sun and rain for centuries but has not yet rusted. It is believed that the iron pillar was erected by Kumar Gupta to commemorate the achievements of his father Chandragupta Vikramaditya. Aryabhatta was a great astronomer and mathematician. His two famous books are Aryabhatyam and Surya Siddhanta. His main achievements were: he was the first to point out that the earth is a sphere which rotates on its own axis around the sun. He discovered the rule for finding the area of a triangle. He also discovered the exact value of pi. Aryabhatta also said that eclipses were caused by Earth's shadow on the moon. He was the first to discover decimal system and use of zero. During the Gupta period, art and architecture reached remarkable level of excellence and beauty. The Gupta period saw great advancement in the field of architecture. Temples were built of bricks and stone. The picture shows the Vishnu temple at Devgarh. It was built in 6th century AD. It is situated in Devgarh, about 125 kilometers from Jhansi in UP. The best example of Gupta architecture is the Vishnu temple at Devgarh. It is also known as the Shavatara temple due to the 10 avatars or incarnation of Lord Vishnu depicted on the temple wall. Some of the features of the temple are: it is built of stone and bricks on a high platform. It is the first temple of North India with a tower or shikhar. The exterior walls of the temple is decorated with scenes from Ramayana. On the outer wall of the temple, Lord Vishnu is shown sleeping on the coil of Sheshnag, the giant serpent, and this temple is dedicated to Lord Vishnu. Now let us see the next topic, literature. The Gupta period is famous for advancement in literature. Sanskrit became popular. It was the court language under the Gupta kings. It also became the language of the learned and was used in official documents and inscriptions. Many poets, dramatists, and scholars lived in this period, like Kalidas, Sudraka, Harisen, Dandin, etc. Kalidas was a famous Sanskrit writer. He is regarded as the greatest poet and dramatist. He is also called as the Shakespeare of India. Some of his famous poetical works are Meghdootam, Raghuvansham, Kumar Sambhavam. The dramatic works of Kalidas are Abhigyan Shakuntalam, Vikramo Varshiyam, and Malvikagni Mitram. The works of Kalidas gives us a lot of information about the various aspects of Gupta period like society, religion, government, etc.